Today we're going to build our first Lumira extension using CMaps Analytics Designer. Now instead of going to extensions, you're actually going to go to Geographic Map, where we're going to create a brand new extension. Now from here you can start from scratch and build up your layers, or we can start from a simple template. Today we're going to use choropleth points as our starting point to build our Lumira extension. Now upon loading one of these templates, we have complete control to customize the map experience. So if I wanted to change the base layer and maybe make it a cool gray, we can do that. I can go into the actual layer itself and modify any of the appearance or alert configurations. So let's say I wanted to get rid of the choropleth and I wanted to use value alerts to change the icon style or even the color. We have the ability to do that. And an important note in building Lumira extensions, especially when you're using templates, is that any of the data that you have in your template file for testing and validation is completely ignored when you export your extension. That's because ultimately the data is going to come from Lumira, not from the map designer itself. So the last step before exporting your Lumira extension is naming your map view itself. This is extremely important because you need the view to dictate what the extension name will be, and if you're going to be creating more than one map view and distributing it to end users, you want to at least ensure that that name is unique so that you're not installing on top of other extensions, and so that you can run CMaps Analytics extensions side by side. So we'll call this one choropleth points. Now all I have to do is go to Save and Export, click on Lumira, and what's going to happen is CMaps Analytics is going to dynamically compile a brand new extension so that now you can take this file, save it to your desktop or save it to a file share, and actually distribute this to other users, specifically Lumira users. Now, when we open up this zip file, the contents will include the extension itself, which is always prefixed this way, and then resources for your Lumira business users. So that way you have the install guide, you have a user guide, you have some learning and support materials, really everything you would need to distribute this to your business users or analysts who are leveraging Lumira. Now, we're going to pull the extension out of this zip file so we can install it. When we launch Lumira, we go to File, Extensions, we click on Manual Extensions, we load the choropleth points extension that I just exported out of my zip file, and all we have to do now is restart Lumira. With Lumira started, we're going to reopen our file. We'll create a brand new visualization, and now we have our choropleth points available to us so that we can add our measures and our dimensions. Now the measures are relatively simple. So we're going to bring in our sales, and our location can be just about anything that you can think of. It can be a latitude, longitude, it could be a zip, an address, a state, a city. It doesn't really matter. That's the benefit of using CMaps Analytics to batch geocode those locations. In this case, we do have latitude, longitude. If you are going to use latitude and longitude, they just need to be concatenated together in a single column. In other videos we highlight how to do that. And then we need to add a label dimension. So this is what will pop up when you click on an item on a map. And so in this case we just have doctor names, so that when I click I can see the doctor name, but we could just as easily create a custom dimension where we can combine multiple dimensions, multiple measures, and even include HTML if we're really savvy to create some meaningful pop-up windows when we click on points. So you have a lot of control and flexibility using your data to create the desired experience. Now additionally, CMaps Analytics also features some basic filtering and exclude functionality, just like any other data visualization option, so that once you do constrain your view, you can still export it and use the map just like any other visual. Now when we go to the Compose tab, we now have this map at our disposal that we can drag and drop, add, and go into preview mode while still having access to all of the standard functionality. So if I wanted a dimension filter the map is going to behave just like any other visual.